Welcome to Jade Stories, Jade Stories, Jade Stories. Your number one headquarters for the Jade Stories in the universe. And your number one headquarters for the Jade Stories you will ever hear. Stuff that'll make you say, Jade, you're making me blow next year. That's mad retarded. Why? That's what happened. Some stories are true, some are fake. But the one thing we can promise is that all these stories are
Disclaimer. This was made for entertainment purpose only. It doesn't mean to hurt anyone, and don't take it seriously.
Alright, laddie boy. Let me tell you a story about the battle of the drip. Now you might be sitting there wondering, what is this drip you speak of? Well, I'll tell you what this drip is. The drip was a badge of honor. The drip was like a purple heart on the battlefield. It was what made you have respect in all of the kingdoms, the offline kingdoms and the online kingdoms. The drip is what made you have that charisma that helped you out with the ladies. As a matter of fact, if your drip was good enough, the ladies came to you by themselves, believe it or not. Now, let me tell you about the greatest of the great battles. The Battle of the Drip. It took place many a time ago. But till today, we still remember this great battle. Warriors from the east side, warriors from the west side. Different hoods that wanted to prove that they were the best in the kingdom. They came from far and wide. They traveled by sea. They traveled by land. They traveled on their big, noble stallion horses, on their way to prove that they were the best in all of the kingdoms. They had the best drip. For you to have the best drip back in those days, you needed to have the brand new Durags, the brand new Off-Whites, the brand new Yeezys, the boosts and everything like that. And these warriors, they all had these things. But one thing that they did not have in common was to be decided at the Battle of the Drip, which was who had the best of the best. This great battle was going to give bragging rights to the army that won. Bragging rights that would last for years. The great armies had great stories within them. One of the armies had stories of soldiers who sacrificed their tuition money to buy drip. Soldiers that sacrificed their school fees to buy drip. Soldiers that did ridiculous business to buy drip. They sold phones, they sold laptops to buy drip. Soldiers that would sacrifice anything, give an arm or a leg to buy drip. One of the armies was strategizing, making plans, making a blueprint while they were doing their journey on the waters, on the high seas, avoiding the krakens and all the beasts of the sea. They were not afraid of anything. They were ready for battle. After 2 months upon the high seas came the journey of the land. Upon reaching the land, at the shore they purchased noble steeds, great stallions, horses they would ride upon to go to the battle. But upon their journey, they were met by the most hated tribe in all of the kingdoms. This tribe had its power in the online kingdom. This tribe was filled with witches, sorcerers, warlocks, and wizards. This tribe thrived in the negative energy. This tribe was rightfully known as the tribe of the haters. The haters were met by this army, and this army was so displeased by their presence that they shredded them to pieces. It was a barbaric assassination of all the members of this tribe. The wizards, the warlocks, the witches, could not do anything to protect themselves. The army made sure that no woman, man, or child was left to the hands of fate, and they dealt with them and destroyed them all. The devastation that was brought upon this tribe of haters was horrific. A massacre that grew to legendary proportions. A complete display of brutality, barbaric domination that was almost mythical. A complete tribe and village of haters was brought down to nothing but a pool of blood. This army was thirsty for vengeance and retribution, that even after they had completely destroyed this tribe of haters, they still wanted more. So they summoned a great dragon to complete the job. This dragon flew across the sky and brought down hellfire that made this whole entire village turn to dust. Word of this great massacre upon the tribe of the haters spread around the kingdoms like wildfire. And now, entire kingdoms, lads, maidens, and children had their ears to the ground, waiting for the day it was time to do battle. Just waiting for the day that the two armies would meet on the battlefield, and they would witness who was the best of the best. These two armies were led by kings who were veteran soldiers, kings who had done battle many times before. The king of the East was known as King XA. He made his name by getting a lot of gooses, getting a lot of skrilla, and something they used to call mula. The king of the West was known as King Buddha. Buddha translates to something about brother. I'm not really sure about the anthology of it, but he was known as King Buddha. He was known for having the best kicks, having the best sunglasses. And they would now be face to face for the battle of the century, the battle of a millennia, the battle of a lifetime. The scene was set. The two armies made their way towards each other. They had finally reached the battlefield. And on this day, on this battlefield, they would create a moment in time, a moment in history. The two armies had their kings get off their steeds, their mighty stallion horses. They began to make their way towards each other. Thousands of people were in attendance, and they were cheering on. But once the two kings met eye to eye, face to face, one could hear pin drop silence. Everyone was anxious, waiting to find out who had the best trip in the kingdom.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And now, live, it's time!
Round one, fight!
The king of the East was the first to strike the blow. He said this to the other king.
Buddha, except your drip is so whack, you're deported from Wakanda.
But the king of the West was not fazed by this. He quickly replied with this.
It says Gooch. At least me, my Gooza is not the brand ambassador for Carolite.
King of the West definitely won the first round, but there was surely more battle in store.
Round 2, fight!
Except Buddha, your drip is so whack that when you donated it to an orphanage, those ons denied for you, except.
The King of the East was definitely bringing the heat, but the King of the West was not to be vanquished so quickly.
Exe, you know I have the best drip in the city, right? Exe, you know my goose looks good, no makeup, right? Wait, do you hear that? This homie has a fake Broly, man. Why is it making noise?
It was in that moment that the King of the East realized that his foe was formidable, and now the gloves were off.
Round 3, fight!
Alright, it's cool, except. Peep this, Buddha. Me and my kicks, the OG. Yours are from Sally's. Peep the trousers, Buddha. OG. Yours are from Sally's. Peep the shirt, Buddha. OG. Yours are from Sally's. Peep my goose, I say. OG. Yours is from Sally's. Chill, I say. I'm not down, Buddha. Take her back, bro. You deserve a refund, man.
Impressive.
The battle was getting very serious. The kings put it all on the line for a chance at glory.
Alright. Peep this, my guy. Your drip is so whack that even your village goes up, asks you, like, why are you dressing like this? Chill, Exe, I'm also not done. Shows like, I really don't like this.
The battle was getting more heated and heated after every exchange. The people in the crowds were itching for war.
Round 4, fight!
Exe, your drip is so whack that when your queen saw it, she was like, oh, you've bought new mops.
Exe, your drip is so whack that when you told the blind on, yo, check out my new kicks, he was like, bro, I'm blind, not stupid. You can't afford new kicks.
Round 5, fight!
I can't even lie, Exe. You've got good taste, Buddha. I can't even lie, Exe. Your drip is tight, bro. The bad thing is that you ons just do window shopping, Exe.
Exe, your drip is so whack that when the homeless man saw you, he was like, young blood, you can keep my hoodie. I know you're going through it.
Round 6, fight!
Exe, me my off-whites are made by Virgil Abloh, but yours are made by Virgil, nah, bro.
Exe, judging by your drip, I can tell that you and your dog have something in common. You're both colorblind.
Round 7, fight!
Exe, your drip is so whack that even Stevie Wonder can see that you have a problem, Buddha.
Exe, your drip is so whack that when Jack Sparrow saw you, he was like, yo, I gotta stop drinking. Look what happened to him.
Round 8, fight!
Exe, your drip is so whack that when Snoop Dogg sees you, the homie becomes sober, Buddha. As in for shiz on my knees.
Alright, Exe, your drip is so whack that when Scorpion sees you, the homie tunes at, stay over there.
Round 9, fight!
Exe, you know me, man. Me I shop at Mads, Markham's, Woolworths. Ask me where this homie buys his drip. Contama Boutique, Exe. homie even asked for a discount, Buddha.
What your fire, Buddha? This guy is the one who thought his goons are just going to fashion school. But on the reels, he was doing an internship at Kontama Boutique, etc. The same week they fired the homie, etc. They told that dressed like this, no one is going to come to our store, Buddha.
Final round. Fight.
At this point in the battle, the King of the East, King Xe, was completely defeated. He was exhausted, and it was just the beginning of the end.
Finish him!
The crowd was eagerly waiting at the edge of their seats. They were waiting for what King Buddha was going to say, because they knew that this moment would define an era. This moment would define who was the king amongst kings.
Finish him!
And in this moment, what King Buddha said lives on until this very day.
Xe, here's your killer, man. This homie's drip is so what? That even Bally can't fix it, Xe.
Fatality. You are the king of the hill.
From that moment on, the mountain upon which this great battle took place is forever known as Drip Mountain. And it is said that when we tread upon the sacred soils of this great mountain, we can still hear King Buddha galloping, celebrating upon his great mighty horse. And in case you're wondering, I have visited this mountain, and it is true that the spirit of King Buddha still roams those sacred soils. I myself did not believe in it when I was younger, but I have heard it with my very own ears.
Behold the King of Kings.
If you made it to the end, much love to you, because this